My name is Rhapsody and welcome back to Monster Train 2 under Legion Melting Remnant. Oh, also, I feel like I don't get to play Madam Lion's Mane enough. Pretty excited to have that champion. Higher of Dominion. Remove train stewards and starting cards. That explains this whole situation. Immediately draw 4 packs and double each card picked. Okay, so we're missing out on the Spore Touch Decay, and we're missing out on Dregs. Those are some of my favorite units to remove, so I'm over the moon. We've got just Dreg++ in the draft that has multi-strike, and then we've also got Spore Touch++ in the Rot that does 15 Decay. We also have a Squad Leader in the base deck to give Trample to a Fungi. If I find a way to give enough damage to a Fungi that the Squad Leader is relevant, it's a good day. Also, the Pyre of Entropy. Sorry, not Pyre of Entropy. The Chosen of Entropy, rather, is at the end of our run, waiting for us. And both Fleshweaver and Gale are giving spikes to the units they summon. Interesting. Okay, so to Mushy Room. Apply Sap. Definitely don't want to double up on that room. Probably don't want to double up on that room. Mulch, 0 cost to consume, draw an additional card next turn. For every 15 cards in your deck, draw +1 more. So this is not, wait, I'm gonna get 8 cards right now. Okay, so this is currently just consume, draw 2, but could be super relevant if Madam Lion's Mane ends up getting the Incant and Etch summon path, because then that's a way to get a troop stack large enough for maybe the Squad Leader. But I'm leaning towards the cheery Death Cap. 1 Ember, 1 size. On summon, apply Decay 7 to enemy units. You are one endless trigger away from being just a full, constant bottom floor clear strategy for us. A little less so, though, in Seraph Eternus Chosen of Entropy because of the silence units there. That's a very early Subsuming Blade. This is the earliest Subsuming Blade you can have. 1 Ember Piercing, deal 5 damage. On Slay, increase damage permanently by 3. Yep. Remnant Host is also pretty exciting. 0 Ember 1 size, extinguish to summon 2 draft units. Would help bolster out like a sacrificial floor with the cheery death caps on the bottom line, but I really like the Subsuming Blade. Hang on. Is triple Squad Leader something? Because they each give the troop 2 additional damage per stack. Maybe it would be large enough. Because, like, a troop usually has 3 damage per stack, so this is 5, 7, 9 damage per stack. How large would a stack need to be to really be doing trample damage worth considering? So let's say trample damage worth considering is around 200. So 9, we've got 22 and a bit. Alternative is Amorous and Noki, 1 Ember 2 size. On Rally, apply regen 1 and health 1 to friendly units. One of the reasons I'm leaning towards the Squad Leader here is because of the 1 size of it all. We're about to get another Banner Clan after this. And it's going to be really difficult to put everyone on the same line. Yeah, give me the Squad Leaders. Wickless Barons! Oh my god, so the bottom line is Wickless Barons and Cheery Deathcaps, and then the second line is Madam Lion's Mane and Squad Leaders, and then we build units in front of them? Okay. Shroom units gain regen 1 on Harvest. I don't want to take the wing clippings for the consume, have a 50% chance to be discarded instead, because if I am going to go down a consume line, it's going to be so that I can get Etch on Madam Lion's Mane, and then I don't want it to be consuming. But Cortical Connector will be really good for keeping Shroom units alive if they're in the front line. There's the Everbloom line. So currently we don't really have that much to support that, but it is a way to get troops consistently. And with how thin the deck is, like, our in-play deck is Rot, Subsuming Blade, Subsuming Blade. It's also Man-Eater. No. We're absolutely... Let's have... the problem with Squad Leader was I didn't have enough of them before. That was the problem. I'd misidentified it the entire time. I thought it was that they seemed quite poor. Quite low quality. Not especially good as a unit or a stat line or an effect. Sorry, what was I saying? Let's drop the Sherry Descap. And I really should get the Subsuming Blade to grow every single time I can. Get him. Did I indeed? Subsuming. I'm never playing these Vengeful Shards, unfortunately, but we got some good scaling for the Subsuming Blade. I think this is a really easy Merchant of Magic for me, actually. Usually, it's quite a tough ask. Oh my god, green recruit for that bottom line. Yes, I know I care about incants quite deeply and I would love to get some spells, but green recruit for that god dang bottom line? Balling. I'll take Dripball to send someone off the midline. But yeah, it's an easy Merchant of Magic for me here because I definitely care more about Underlegion units, the Subsuming Blades, and Rots. If I can decrease their cost, like, I will be drawing them pretty much every turn because I don't have non-unit cards in my deck up. Double stacking a Dripball sounds good. Permafrosting a Subsuming Blade's also pretty good because it lowers its cost and gives me the ability to... gives me the ability to just hold, because I only need to play this Subsuming Blade if the deck is about to cycle. So now I can hold it for a more opportune time. I also do like the idea of the double stack on the Dripball. It's very good at helping us counter bosses. Double stack on Rot's also okay. Really amps up that damage, makes it a boss killer. I'd love to decrease the cost of things, but I also think that I'm going to be going energy for my first relic so that I have the ability to play the additional squad leader and probably a room or maybe a piece of equipment, but probably a room. Also, magic power consume. No. Not for our deck, please. I mean, it's Cluster Kernel, right? I need shrooms. He is shrooms. That's all there has to be to said. That's all there has to be to said. Come on, give me the squad leader. Yay, I only need one of them. Now the bottom line. I mean, I can have a draft do the damage in the back line. And then also die. Best of both worlds. Oh, it's great to have these subsuming death blades right now. Oh my god. This got quite close to devastation there. I do want to burn out the Calcified Ember, but... No, I should be plenty comfortable just burning out that Calcified Ember here. Our mid line's going to be comfortable taking out the boss. I don't need to take any additional damage. I mean, if anything, the last turn just gave me the ability to get back to a Subsuming Blade and grow it again before the end of the battle. I mean, all of these are premium. I do like another green recruit for the bottom line. I'm starting to think maybe capacity is our first choice, because that additional capacity on the bottom line for the sake of having green recruits there, multiple green recruits, being able to throw additional drafts and cheery death caps, like with the density of the deck, I'm gonna need to be able to do that. Yeah? This whole incant second line thing isn't going as well as I wanted though. Remnant Barrier, nope. I mean, like, if you were a Wickless Tycoon, 100,000% of the time I'm going this direction, I'm taking that. But almost every other circumstance, I think I want to go to the Merchant of Arms instead. Helling. Do I Inferno Room the bottom line? Is that what I do? That shouldn't be what I do, right? It's really good against Entropy. It would give me a room to just sack the Entombed Explosive in. The green recruits go in a different location after that, though. The Wickless Barons no longer really get any benefit because they see no harvests anymore, because obviously they can't be on the bottom line while that's happening. I don't think I do Inferno Room. Iron Tongue. Nah. I'm not fully against Iron Tongue, but I also don't have an idea who'd be wielding that on the bottom line. But I also don't want to be too picky. I don't want to come here and just look at a bunch of options, re-roll, look at a bunch of options and go, great, there's nothing here that I can use. And then hike on out of here with no benefit. I could reformat the run to use the Inferno Room. The only problem is then my permanent scaling has to lose the Wickless Barons as a primary method and becomes scaling just off of the squad leaders and the cluster kernel and stuff. And I don't feel especially confident in that. I'd end up taking energy and capacity as my two. Entombed Explosives and Cheery Death Caps are still comfortable to be played on the bottom line. Green Recruits, not really. I don't know. This feels like a mistake. Oh. Copy a card 5 times? I could get a lot of zero-cost Permafrost Subsuming Blades in this deck. It's just the ability to delete a unit whenever you need to. The only problem with that is Inferno Room is already going to be deleting pretty much all of the targets that Subsuming Blade is good at deleting. So, like, what additional benefit am I getting on top of that? I think I just get one additional copy of the Dripfall. Oh! Well, I mean, there's also another funny thing, which is... Oh, okay, let's do that. Let's do that. I'm going to get 6 drip balls. That's 5 additional copies of this drip ball. Anyone who comes up to the second line, I'm going to trigger incans on my leader by sending them back down to the Inferno room. That's how we do it. This also gives me the ability to use this to overstack the mid line, just sending Wickless Barons down. So that bypasses capacity. So I can just go energy as my pickups. Okay. We're all good. We're all good. Everything came back together at the end there. Did feel like it was all falling apart for a bit, though. Oiki doiki! Let's go! That, and then one of those. Flesh Weaver's gonna be a problem. Oh, wait, there's... unless I draw exactly Vengeful Shard, Rot, and a Subsuming Blade, I will definitely have a way to deal with the flying minion. There's 19 cards. There's 6 of them, and I can't draw 5 of those 6. If I draw any of the other cards, I'm able to chump block on this floor, which gives me the ability to survive. Obviously, there's better and worse chump blocks, but I still think this should probably be how I start. Well, that's perfect. Dripfall. Get the hell out of here. Actually, before I do that, let's get the squad leader down. Get the hell out of here. And then, you're going to summon a friend on this floor, and then the friend is going to be rooted to the floor, and then they're going to die next turn from the Inferno room. It's all coming up Millhouse. Let's set up a squad leader on the top line so I can send you next. Where do I put green recruits at this point, actually? I think probably maybe I should have put that green recruit on the top line, maybe? Perhaps? I will be doing that. Rather than just letting it cycle for no reason. Drip fall on out of here, partner. Immediately forgot to put the squad leader down first. Drip fall on out of here, partner. Double trample. Well, back down to the bottom with you. There's a cheery death count for a little bit more decay. And then let's send another squad leader to the midline. The fungi is ready. Yes, this is pretty much just gonna be wasting the Subsuming Blade a little bit just to scale it. That's fine. Actually, you know what? Flesh Weaver, you're not allowed on that floor. Nor this one. All the way back down to the bottom, buddy. And I'll let you stay there this turn. I have to say, this carved all of your mass with aplomb. Let's keep you dazed. Sure, the Subsuming Blade still grows, but other than that, no need to let him act. Hallowed Halls? I've got an empty bottom line, which would just reform Entombed Explosive. But it's just Entombed Explosive. I don't get that. Well, and drafts, but they still die before combat. It's fungi in a suit, keeping them safe on that second line. Enchantrelle! Ooh. Rally to apply sap 1 to enemy units. I do rally on that floor every turn. Sneaking an Enchantrelle onto that floor, it seems pretty difficult to me. But in the middle of battle, maybe. But then it has to take the position of one of the squad leaders. Or Cluster Colonel. Or a Wickless Baron. I don't think the Wickless Barons are that good on that floor. I'm going to take you. Energy's got to be the first consideration right here. Merchant of Trinkets, and you better believe I'm hoping to see some of these good old Extinguish triggers an additional time. That's it. It's Entombed Explosive and Green Recruit. The only problem is how do I get a Green Recruit on the second floor and then kill it? I'd have to put it on the second floor and then kill it with a Subsuming Blade in the same turn. At the start of turn, friendly units propagate 1. Really good way to get additional troop stacks, 1 at the start of each turn. Do I have any other buffs that my units are going to propagate? Regen from the Cortical Connector. But I think Waxer Snuffer in general might end up being stronger here. Even if it's not at the moment. In the long term it will be. Man-Eater, apply decay and sap to a unit. Or the Etch upgrade. Now the Etch upgrade doesn't have any relevance right now, but I've got, you know, like 8 more possible spell drafts until the end of the game, including dupes. I'll take Bloom too. Oh. Erase card text and upgrade slots from a unit. Apply Purified Essence. I mean, I could make a Green Recruit that's a 0 cost 50/50 one size. I think far better than that for us is going to be just taking Beacon's Light, though. Ooh. I'm glad I took the energy so that I can also take this downside. Taking an energy away from me per turn. Rude. Easy. Burn the calcified ember. Got 2 options here. I'm going to take the one that helps me set up the fungi better. So Green Recruit, I'm going to Drip Vol you, then I'm going to Subsuming Blade my own Green Recruit in order to get 2 triggers of 4 spawn. So we get 8 new fungi stacks. And then there's no reason not to just sacrifice this ground. Wickless Baron, draft on the top line. I'm going to send the Fallen Executioner back down to the bottom line. You're not allowed to leave the Inferno room. It's your home. 3. Set them all up on the top line, ready to be descended. Yay! I just imported the 2 additional squad leaders, and then we're ready to win without losing. Oh, previously we were going to lose on this line. Grow room for the mid line. That... Do I need that? Dig deep sounds much better. Spawn 1. Spawn 1 more for every 10 cards in your deck. Yes, please. These are irrelevant unless I really need a Wickless Blaze, which I don't. Merchant of Trinkets and a Duke spot. I don't know if I can trust myself not to dupe another Dripfall. I really love just sending them back down. Like, no, back down, buddy. Bottom floor's not done with you yet. That said, Merchant of Magic also has a artifact choice on offer, and the removal, and I do think at this point I remove the Wickless Barons. If I'm not going to be putting them on the same line as my troops, and I'm not going to put them on the same line where I'm sweeping the enemy back line, they're just not going to see enough harvest triggers. That's the plain truth of the matter. Okay, yeah, I'm leaning. Intrinsic -1. I'm a big fan of Intrinsic. I love knowing what I'm going to do on turn 1. I like the idea of Fungi in a Suit Intrinsic because it's a consume card. So we're going to get so many additional troops out of that on the midline on turn 1. I want to spell chain that card. It's also a consume card. So I spend 4 on this on the first turn and I end up with a wall. Spell chain also pretty good for a subsuming blade, but I'm pretty happy about this choice instead. Also just going to lower the cost. Dig deep. Roll. -2 cost consume and remove consume. Great pair. I guess there's a good idea in holdover the dig deep or something like that, but given just the raw energy cost of this deck at this point, well, do I need to remove the consume on Beacon's Light? Or is it better consuming because I only really intend to use it once per battle? Also, holdover is subsuming blade. Oh no, it doesn't need to be subsuming blade because of the Inferno room. In fact, holdover Dripfall just consistently having 1 each turn would be pretty good too. I think I'll keep the consume trigger. Now, as for the holdover, dig deep, Dripfall, or subsuming blade, it's not going to be subsuming blade. I keep leaning dig deep. It's some of the most consistent source of troop I have access to at the moment. Gain 5 when a 2 unit dies. Not half bad, but I only have 1 of them in the deck, and I'm not going to get more. I'll take the Winged Steel, drawing after I play my 3rd card of a turn. both Witless Barons and move on. Start a battle. Enemy to bear on each floor. Misshapen Fiends. Okay, so I'd take 15 damage if I let the top line just waltz through. I'm reasonably likely to be able to stop one or two of them. Not going to be able to stop all of them, though. I guess I could beat Inferno Room in the top line, but it's not going to happen. I guess I put a squad leader on the top line. Possibility of drip falling it. Okay, midline's all good. Guess I should probably Entombed Explosive for top line. Save myself 3 direct damage first. Oh, it's not 3. It's 6. This is the double extinguish. Cool. Yeah. Big old beacon's light. And I'm gonna drip you back down to the bottom line. Cheery death cap for you all. Keep you all taste as hell. Another cheery death cap on the bottom line. I do like the idea of green recruit then send it down because I got 2 subsuming blades coming out. Hey, subsuming blade. Good to see you, buddy. I'll kill you and give 8 spawn to the fungi. Draft, yeah, just throw it away on the bottom line. Perfect. Green recruit. Descend. Subsuming blade. I have to play this dig deep as well. Okay, so squad leader on the top line. I wanted to drip fall at this turn, but dig deep for the additional 5 troops. 1 ember for 5 troops. You just do that every time, right? I only have to make sure that subsuming blade kills something before end. Isn't that remarkable? If I hit you enough times with that, yeah, I can kill Colonel Custer. Colonel Cluster. With the subsuming blade to keep it scaly. I did not expect Kodo to come up to that line and actually be proposing to kill us. Mushroom Cloud. Sacrifice a fungi, deal 10 damage and 10 decay to all enemies. I really like that spell. It's also consume, but I feel like I'm really not triggering Etch or Incant that much. I do like the cheery death cap summon for the bottom line. I really wish I had the ability to double the summons. Unfortunately, that's only available when you have Hellhorned. I'll take it. I definitely don't need another subsuming blade. What are you on? Give me a resin removal. Merchant of Arms versus Merchant of Steel. I mean, it's about time I go to a Merchant of Steel. None of my units have any upgrades. Quick and +10. Intriguing. I mean, drafts if anyone, but I don't think I care about the drafts like that. Because before combat happens at all, the Inferno Room explodes. So large stone, you definitely don't seem appropriate. I guess I could give Burnout to a green recruit, because then I might also be able to give you Endless and then just descend a green recruit every turn with a Dripfall. Heartstone. This one I might as well just put on a unit. I think I give it to Enchantrell just so that you have... Well, maybe the squad leaders, actually. I'll give it to Enchantrell because I have to play you offline a lot of the time. Tight Knight? Okay, reduced to 1 capacity gives me the ability to put 2 units on the same floor as Cluster Colonel at the start. That's pretty good. Wow. These are all really not the upgrades we wanted to see. I suspect the answer is that I'm supposed to walk away, save my money, and use it somewhere that values it. Another green recruit wouldn't be too bad. Another Dripfall. Another Dig Deep, actually. Yeah, but then I have to go draw, because otherwise, you know, too much of my hand each turn is just Dig Deep. I think the cards I most want to remove from this deck at the moment are the Rots. It's just because I don't really have the energy to be able to play them. Beautiful. I'll jump with a draft on the top line so that I can move the green recruit down later. Oh. That's unfortunate. I'll have to use the Subsuming Blade on someone else. Thank you, Winged Steel, for drawing it, but also damn you, Winged Steel, for drawing it. So, squad leader on the top line, ready to be descended. Oh no. Green recruit. I really wanted to send it, but I've already got a 7-unit limit on that floor, unfortunately. Until I get a Subsuming Blade to kill my first green recruit, I can't get the second one down there. Okay, beautiful. And now all's well. We did get the fungi to the point that trample's relevant. Yeah, I'll just Beacon's Light. No good reason to just let that cycle here. Perfect. Green recruit, you Dripfall down to the midline. You're ready to die at the end of this turn and give me a bunch of troops. Oh my god, so many drip balls. Oh! Okay. Oh no. Sacrificial Resurrection. Consume cards in hand. Add a draft unit to your hand and apply plus 10 damage for each card consumed. Etch trigger. Trigger when a card is consumed on this floor. If I play this and consume an entire hand, do I trigger Etch for each card in hand? Also, which cards do I eat? Like, it's Vengeful Shards and Rots, obviously, but other than that, not sure. I feel like it has to be draw here, because otherwise the weight of the two dig deeps is pretty heavy. I could also see energy, because it did allow me to develop a squad leader on top line on the first. No, that's not that good. That's not good enough to justify that. I don't think I'm going to another Merchant of Arms at this point. So we'll check out the Merchant Magic. Holdover, double stack. Holdover is going to be a tough one. I'll give it to the Subsuming Blade with Piercing, because, yeah, at least if I don't want to hold that over, I can just play it. I'll double stack Beacon's Light for additional days to everyone. Lower the cost of Subsuming Blade back to playable. Roll. -2 cost consume and remove consume. I mean, it's nice to see them there. Do I give that to a Rot, maybe? Or just make a resin removal very playable? Make the resin removal very playable. And then a spell chain for our Subsuming Blade. Sweaty Magic Power Consume. Even if I do like consume cards, I'm not really going to be playing those rots. What is Bloodletter? Friendly units gain plus 12 damage. At the end of the combat, deal 1 damage to all friendly units. So I do have regen on all friendly units, so I ignore that. But doesn't give me a benefit. It'll kill my Entombed Explosives, but so will the explosion on the bottom line. It gives 12 additional damage to each of my units, but that's not each troop. That's each of my units. I'm going to take Nim's Oath instead. At the start of the turn, apply Dazed 1 to the front enemy unit on a random floor. Because I've got a lot of Dazed application in this deck. Eventually, you just have such a saturation of Dazed application that the enemies do not get to act. Everbloom 3, because we are using Etch triggers, especially on the first turn, to set ourselves up. Reanimated enemies are going to be annoying, but I believe that our damage over time will help us surmount the insurmountable. Okay, I have to get Enchantrell down to midline. Oh, just a little additional energy would go so far. Okay, the Vow Gladiator now has -18 from Sap. I think my job is to get the last squad leader down there now. So I will. So hopefully now I have enough sap on the midline that I don't have to worry about even when the gladiators do get to the top. Oh, we got a lot of very consumable cards in this hand. I'm going to bring you back down for a second. Sakuras 2 rots, and yep, that double triggered the etch. Very glad to see it. Why not big days, everyone, while you're at it? There's so much sap on those. There's no need for me to really do anything about them at all. Get him, Pyre. Yeah, I'll consume these. I almost want to just drip full fungi and just watch them fight it out on the bottom line. I'm not going to, because I might draw another subsuming blade. That would matter. See? Additional subsuming blade. Proving that it matters is going to be a damn sight more difficult. The subsuming blade, in that fight, we saw that there were enemies that had 30 HP, but it was under Titanite, sorry, not Titanite, Titan skin and armor. So the piercing subsuming blade being above 30 was capable of instantly getting a life off of those units. That's all it really needed to be. If it gets to 50, great. It's not getting all the way to 500 where it can delete, you know, any unit in the game, so 50 is about enough. 20 decay and damage to all enemy units. I can only play that on the bottom line, unfortunately. I'll take Mushroom Cloud, which I can play on the midline. Fatal Melting. Deal damage equal to 3 times the number of friendly deaths. Nope. My friendly units don't die that much. Merchant of Steel again, please. Odie's Totem with even less deployment energy. Definitely not what I need. Memorial Fund, way too late. Trader's Quill, no thank you. Reroll. Thank heck that the final one here is Twin Mines, because all of the rest of these chomp butts. I'll take Twin Mine, though. Let's give Burnout to the other green recruits, so now it's just a simple matter of playing them and drip falling them. Well, here's the question indeed. I think I should Endless one. It's 8 troops a turn. That's a lot of troops. What removals do I have from this deck? I really feel like maybe I don't have any removals from this deck. I should remove the rots rather than just rely on drawing them at the same time as sacrificial res. Also, there's got to be a way to utilize... You can get some damage and some multi-strike. One of the squad leaders. Give some health and regen to Enchantrell. As for removals, the drafts are not doing anything in the deck. The cheery death caps are on the edge of not doing anything. Only because they look so gosh dang cute am I not going to remove either of them. It literally came down to that for me. Alright. Straighten up and fly right. We've got an entropy to slay. Yes. Oh, Seraph was the one that got dazed. Sick. And now I've got another fungo in a suit waiting for when I've got a really big stack. And the subsuming blade gets the best target down. Oh, I love this. It could scarcely have worked out better. Well, unfortunately, they gave me a green recruit on a turn. I can't really take advantage of it yet, but them's the breaks. Oh, but I'll probably have moved the Enchantrell down by that time. I don't know if I'm supposed to use that green recruit here. I traded 1 troop for 4 troops. Okay. Green recruit top line. You get drip holds. That's going to get us some extra troops on the bottom line. That's going to be handy. Subsuming Blade takes out the enemy front. We get an Enchantrell for the top line. Ready to start sending that down. Oh, okay, never mind. Oh, wait. This is the green recruit with Endless, so I do have it every turn. It doesn't matter. Other than the Subsuming Blade, I'm pretty comfortable burning this hand. Oh, right. Rest and removal is going to do incredible work this floor. Yeah, that's the drip fall I was hoping to see. I have low enough health that I really should be sapping my units. In order to have a green recruit dying on the midline every turn, I need to have 1 less squad leader down there. Is that okay? I guess ultimately my question right now is, do I sack the squad leader? So I definitely don't care about this cherry death cap. I have elected 2. Goodbye, Squad Leader 3. I mean, I'd love to just double Fungi in a suit here. A little bit more energy and be able to get the green recruit down on the line as well. But also, I can just summon you top, allow you to give me a bunch more sap triggers. Oh yeah, and sure, I might have buffed the Avowed Gladiator, but it's going to be running into 832 armor now. Bit of a tough number to shake. Piercing Blades is doing so much work against the enemy front line. Taking down hundreds of health. Green recruit. Drip ball. We can dig some deep. Drip some full. Hey, that's as much additional damage as I can get from the blades. And one more dig deep for all times. Hell, I'll even take out the Madam Lion's Mane at the back for a Subsuming Blades copy. So not even the original Subsuming Blade to try and grow. The copy I don't think contributes to the original's growth at all. But there was a slay trigger on Slain. I had to slay it. I'm gonna have so many fungi in a suit. I mean, I could sack res an entire hand of cards here. I'm not going to at all. There's way too many good cards to ask me to sack res. So what happens when the deck is mainly heat? Green recruit, send the green recruit, hit him with a highlight. Fine. Jury Edgar. Green recruit, drip ball, highlight, drip ball again. Yeah, green recruit, drip ball, and then I get that dig deep as well. Oh, that's gonna help the stack size. Subsuming Blade doesn't need to be used. Can't really summon the Enchantrell top line until I have a plan to also descend it. Oh no, but I could defend it this turn. Okay. I can defend it this turn, and then hopefully... Yeah, I've got a drip ball next turn. We'll be okay. Beautiful. A decent amount of sap on Savagery. We'll get even more after this round. And then by the next time we see him, he's never going to be doing damage again. Send one recruit. Highlight. Dig deep. Even mushroom cloud. And actually, with that single troop on the top line, we don't even lose that stack. So I don't have to take another 5 damage to Savagery seeing an empty line again. You're having a bit too much recently. I really don't want to sacrifice these cards either. I don't want to sacrifice Drip Balls out of here. They're some of the best ones. Look towards the heart of any shenanigan accomplished this episode, and you will see Dripfall standing there on the battlefield proud. Oh, wow. Really? Chosen Zealot's not even taking damage. Well, first get sapped forever, then also I'm going to take my damage back. Taking a while to kill Entropy and Savagery here. Which does surprise me. I thought Pyre of Dominion's Pyre attack stats were pretty low, so... Green Recruit. Send. Subsuming Blade. Beautiful. Come on, this trample damage has got to be getting through by now. Green Recruit. Drip Ball. Oh, this is a good hand though. Res removal is still really relevant. So is Dig Deep. And I think the rest of this hand is pretty golden to etch. Savagery's not dead. Where's Entropy? It's gonna be like another full cycle. Actually, do I need to worry about my health? I've been playing this very carefree, other than playing out all of the Curses of Entropy. I'm gonna Dripfall Savagery back to the midline, finish you off this turn. Beautiful. 300 sap on Entropy. Sorry, 300 damage worth of sap on Entropy. Alright, we're all good again. Only one of my units does damage, but it does 1.3 thousand damage and has trample. It's also got 1.4 thousand shield. Or armor, rather. This Dripball is so good. It's good for allies, it's good for enemies. You can use it to buff out stains in your leather seats in your car. What can't it do? I think this run is a prime example of why I have more fun playing games when I'm recording. And it's because If I didn't have to explain effectively on that ring 2 in the Merchant of Arms, if I didn't have to explain out loud, I'm being dumb here, I'm passing up obvious value on the table, just take the Inferno room and go, we'll figure out how to make it work. If I was playing alone, I'd look at that decision and go, it's probably a little bit annoying to make that work. Having to say it out loud makes me realize, oh, my only hesitation to it is that it's going to be a little bit more work for me to make it do a cool thing. That's not a fair hesitation. That's not reasonable. That's not strategic. Take the dang gift and say thank you and move on. Stop checking the teeth of this gift horse. What a gift it was. I mean, it pretty much always does feel like that when you got Under Legion and Melting Remnant. Hey, maximum harvest triggers and days triggers. I didn't think that we would have beaten those. I guess that makes sense. We did a lot of both. Oh, right, never mind. I just realized. Harvest triggers. Shroom units gain regen 1 on harvest. So every one of my units, because most of my units were Shroom units, had a harvest trigger inbuilt into them, which is not very common for a run. So that makes sense as to how that happened. Also, because each troop dying triggers a harvest, so it triggered a harvest for every Shroom on the floor, including the fungi stack. Ridiculous. My name's been Rhapsody. The name of the game has been Monster Train 2. This game's fun. Top Left is a series playlist for all my content on the game where I'm having fun in the past, the present, and the future. Down is YouTube's recommendation for what it thinks you should watch next, and streaming past the name to the people so generously supporting the Republic on patreon.com/RhapsodyPlays out above the thank tier. And a special thanks this episode to Zoe. Hopefully you'll be enjoying yourselves, and hopefully see you all next time.